All right, Brad. It's Gamescom.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully we're still in like a transition between things that we've learned from the remote years.
Yes.
Even though that they're live. And so they're like, well, you're not going to be at Gamescom, but we'll send you a demo
Yeah.
for Planet of Lana.
Which is nice,
It's
yeah.
their Gamescom demo. And so I've had, my eye on this for a little bit since they first announced it.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
It does, yeah.
And it's, obviously it still looks cool when you play it in person. And it's just this interesting kind of like, you're going through the woods, but there's also like this sci-fi element to everything.
Like a ruined. Yeah, it's like it reminds me like a very like high technology society, like just kind of wiped out with nature everywhere and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Post-apocalyptic, I guess, almost.
And this demo is about 20-ish, 30 minutes, depending on how much you just kind of like soak in the atmosphere and all of that. And it starts off. What's interesting is that they talk about, like in the press release notes and stuff, they talk about it's a mission to save the girl's sister.
Okay.
There's like no indication of that in the demo whatsoever. You start off, she's like asleep on the ground, not even sure where she come from or anything like that, and then the little creature comes up to her and starts waking her up, and the creature it's like a mix of like a cat and a monkey or something.
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
The way it looks, kind of roundish, but with like a curly tail.
It's cute.
Yeah, but it's interesting because they start communicating right off the bat, and that's a big part of this game is communicating with your companion. And so like she says her name, and then it says like its name is Mui, so it's like Lana and Mui. And then as you go around and you learn the different mechanics, like you actually hear her using, like specifically calling out different commands for like you go here or stop or follow me. Like they all have like words, and I don't know if they're words that are in language I just don't know, or if they're words that they made up. But it's kind of a cool aspect to like it not just be random.
Yeah, a language you don't understand necessarily, but you understand the intent behind the words.
Right. And then, so it's a side-scrolling kind of platforming puzzle game.
Yeah.
I'd say, like, picture, like, Inside or Limbo, but brighter.
Very colorful, yeah.
Yeah. But it still sort of has that, like, you do the wrong thing and you're dead.
You're dead, yeah. You're going to die. Yeah, totally.
And another thing, like, I want to point out is just like the sound design, and this is incredible.
Yeah, it sounded very nice. I liked the music too, from what I heard.
Yeah, and well, that's one of the things though that I noticed is because like I realized that like through a lot of the areas there isn't just like wall to wall music happening, so you just hear the environment. You would hear the wind blowing through the trees.
Really good, yeah.
Yeah.
Super immersive, yeah.
And you'd also hear like animal sounds. You'd hear birds chirping. You hear these things like, is there an elephant out there? Like, what is that? Or you might hear like the technological sounds.
Yeah.
And just like giving this sense of like what is happening in this world, even if you don't see it. There was a moment kind of later in the level where I heard a river before I saw the river. And I just felt that was so key. So
yeah,
good.
Sure, yeah. I mean, yeah, it feels very natural, almost like, you're in this world, you're taking in the world around you. Yeah, I think that's cool. Like, you hear something that you know is coming.
And then in terms of the kind of companion mechanics, so you can have Mui stop in place, and then you can hold the button for Mui to start following you again. And so kind of the way they introduce that is there's all this black stuff everywhere, and I'm sure that we're going to see something about that because it's like a lot of these like creatures and things in the world, they don't feel like they belong there. They feel like some kind of
alien
infection.
to it.
You see like these black stringy things going along the sides of the caves and things like that. And so some of these things, they sort of work like buttons in a way, just more contextualized. So there'll be like this little black spot with like these little flowery things coming out of it. And then when you step on that, then this like tendril will pop out and make like a platform. And so you have Mui stop there while you jump across to the other side, and then you get on one on the other side, and then Mui can jump across. But then they work in like different mechanics and stuff to where there's, I think like the next puzzle after that, Mui like kind of creates a thing so that you can go down, but then the drop is too far for Mui to follow you, so that you kind of go around.
Yeah, like open up another
go
way
up the
from
back
them.
of another cliff and then rip open these boards.
Yeah,
and then Mui
crawled
can come
under
through.
it. Yeah.
Strange little things that creepy things in the background. Like there's like I don't know if they were bats or what, but they're like hanging from the ceiling and you just see their eyes pop out. At one point there was like kind of a foreshadowing in a way, but like you start walking through this area and you just see this rock start to move. You're like, what?
Yeah, what is that? Yeah.
What is happening? But then later you see this big rock and it follows you.
Yeah. Does it follow you or Mui?
It follows Mui specifically because I had the first time I was there, I was trying to figure out how to manipulate it. And I was like, well, what if I just like plant Mui here and then I'll go and I'll jump on it. But when I put Mui in place, then like its tentacles came out and grabbed Mui and ate it.
Oh, okay.
So
dang.
So I was like, okay, so I have to put Mui someplace safe to lure it over. And then, but as long as Mui keeps moving, it's not going to attack, And then, okay, so then call it to follow back, and it jumped up, and then I could jump across. There's some other points where Mui can like bite ropes and things like that, and there's this whole cable puzzle with like a cart and like a solar panel and like an electrical cable that you had to like undo, and like figuring out that puzzle. And then there are also burrows. So Mui can like hop in a burrow and pop out in another area. And then later in the demo, you start to see like some of these like spider.
Yeah, like an enemy almost. Yeah, I guess. Like a weird world like black orb. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of like the Guardians from Breath of the Wild almost.
Yeah, it's very similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just much smaller.
Yeah. And it's even got like the little glowy light thing on there. And so you have to sort of stealth your way through.
Yeah, you were hiding in the grass and stuff.
And then, so the first one you're just kind of like waiting for it to look the other way, but then the second one you have to like use Mui in conjunction of when you're moving. Is like, okay, you're basically using Mui as bait.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, okay, come over here. I was like, all right, now come back.
Yeah.
And then you crush it. You like drop these logs on it, and then it kind of just you see a cliff, and then you see this big robot thing out in the distance. And there's another point, like kind of midway through, where there's like a robot in like a crater that looked like it had been blown up or something. So it's just interesting to think of like, okay, so we got these robots, and we got this like gunky black stuff.
Yeah.
Just how it's all going to play out.
Yeah, how the narrative will unravel.
But
I'm really curious to see what other mechanics they'll introduce also.
Yeah.
Or if Mui will get upgraded or anything like that. Maybe transform. I don't know.
And then, but we saw like the horse thing sequence where like, they showed in the first trailer where like you were riding with the thing in the background. And so, it's really interesting to see, like, to think about how it can go.
Yeah.
Another neat little detail I thought was, so like if you start walking away but you haven't commanded Mui to follow you, like you'll hear
Mui.
Like, hey, don't forget me.
Yeah, that's funny.
Rather than automatically walking. Yeah,
this game seems very charming to me. I really liked Mui. I think he's a cute little thing. I like the world. It looked very... It is like desolate, but it felt really full of life, though. I guess desolate from like humanity's standpoint.
Right.
But there's a lot of nature.
I wonder, it's like, will there be
be more? Yeah, we have no idea.
Are you on a planet that you've crash landed on? Like, what is actually...
Yeah, what's going on? A lot of mystery, definitely.
Yeah.
But it looked really fun to me. I'm going to keep my eye on this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's got the vibes.
Yeah, it does.
Similar to Inside or Limbo. It's like, it may not seem like that mechanically complex at first, but it starts to suck you in, and I think this has that as well. It's like, okay, there's enough mystery here.
Yeah,
there's enough going on that like I want to see what's going to happen.
Yeah,
next.
It kind of reminded me, Blood, almost a little bit of, it might be a stretch, but Little Nightmares almost.
Yeah,
of like going through these areas and just like doing small puzzles to progress, and like the robot reminded me, there's a bunch of freakos and Little Nightmares after you, so kind of like that. Yeah, I'm really curious to see how it evolves.
Yeah. It's coming out in spring of 2023 on PC and Xbox, and it's going to be on Game Pass as well.
Ooh, nice.
So that's very nice.
Yeah, that's a good Game Pass game. Hell yeah.
But thanks for watching this preview. We are Easy Allies, and we do reviews and podcasts and all kinds of other shows and streams. So you can support all of that at patreon.com/easyallies. And also, if you're here on YouTube, like and subscribe to get more of that stuff. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
目のむい